Thinking of moving to North Carolina? Hold on to your moving boxes because there's a side you might not have considered. Stay tuned to see if moving to the Tar Heel state will be a good fit for you. Hey everyone, Nicholas Newcomer here, your go-to real estate broker from eXp Realty and right here in sunny North Carolina. Before you pack your bags and head our way, let's dive into some crucial details you need to know, from unexpected quirks to hidden challenges. I've got the inside scoop to ensure your move is smooth sailing. And hey, while you're at it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. The first con I'm going to talk about is the weather and storms in North Carolina. Picture this: from the majestic Appalachian Mountains to the serene Atlantic coast, the Tar Heel state boasts a geography as diverse as its weather patterns. But hold on, because along with the scenic beauty comes a roller coaster of climate challenges you need to be ready for. Let's talk about hurricanes and tropical storms, shall we? North Carolina coastal areas are no stranger to these pests, packing a punch with their furious winds, torrential rains, and pesky storm surges. We're talking about power outages, property damage, and the occasional unwelcome swim in your living room. And as if hurricanes weren't enough, toss in tornadoes springing up like surprises in the warmer months, ready to wreak havoc on anything in their path. But wait, there's more. Brace yourself for severe thunderstorms, a spring and summertime staple, armed with everything from damaging winds to hail, the size of golf balls. These bad boys can turn a peaceful afternoon into a chaotic mess faster than you can say summer barbecue. And let's not forget winter. While we may not see as much snow as our northern neighbors, ice storms are our wintertime nemesis, transforming roads into ice rinks and sending power lines into a frenzy. So while North Carolina's climate has its perks, it's not all sunshine and sweet tea. Tell me what your take on North Carolina weather. Share your thoughts down below. The next kind I'm going to talk about is the humidity in North Carolina. Picture this: you step outside and bam, it feels like you just walked into a sauna, except there's no cool pool to jump into. Thanks to our cozy spot next to the Atlantic Ocean, North Carolina gets its fair share of humidity, especially when the mercury starts to climb. And let me tell you, it's not just a minor inconvenience. It's like wearing a soggy blanket all day long. Imagine this: you check the weather forecast and it says 85 degrees outside. Not too bad, right? Wrong. Factor in the humidity and suddenly it feels like a sweltering 100 degrees, sucking the energy right out of you faster than you can say ice cold lemonade. And let's talk about the impact on your health. If you have respiratory issues or a bum ticker, brace yourself. The heavy air can turn a leisurely stroll into a breathless marathon. And don't even get me started on the risk of a heat stroke. It's like Mother Nature cranks up the thermostat just to see if we would break a sweat. So what's a North Carolinian to do? Well, if you're smart, you'll beeline it for the nearest pool, because let's face it, nothing beats a dip in the water when the humidity's got you feeling like a wilted flower. But hey, if you're stuck indoors, just crank up the AC and brace yourself for the electric bill, because in North Carolina, battling the humidity is a full-time job. Now let's buzz over to another hot topic: bugs and pests in North Carolina. When you're stepping out for a breath of fresh air, but instead of birds chirping and flowers blooming, you're greeted by a squad of mosquitoes the size of helicopters. Welcome to our warm and humid paradise. In North Carolina, our climate isn't just a haven for humans, it's like a all-you-can-eat buffet for every creepy crawly imaginable. From bloodthirsty mosquitoes to venomous wasps and sneaky ticks, we've got it all. And let me tell you, these pests aren't just annoying, they're like tiny little ninjas of discomfort, ready to ruin your outdoor fun faster than you can say bug spray. Think about it: backyard barbecues, picnics in the park, hikes through our stunning landscapes, all fair game for these pesky intruders. Suddenly a leisurely stroll becomes a desperate swatting frenzy, and the scenic picnic spot make like a battlefield against the insect army. But it's not just about the nuisance. These critters can wreak havoc on more than just your mood. They're a real threat to agriculture, munching their way through crops faster than you can say organic farming. And let's not forget about the structure damage, termites and carpenter bees, tiny wrecking balls, turning your wooden oasis into a termite buffet. And as if that wasn't enough, rodents and their furry friends are in on the action too, chewing through wires and installation like it's their personal chew toy collection, leaving behind a trail of potential fire hazards. If you're like the rest of us and prefer your outdoor adventures bug-free, well, let's just say you might want to keep the bug spray handy. Alright, let's stir the pot with our next topic, diverse opinions in North Carolina. When you're sitting down for a friendly chat with your new neighbor and before you know it, you're knee-deep in a debate about barbecue and politics, welcome to the melting pot of opinions. That is the Tar Heel State. Now, North Carolina isn't just known for its pristine landscape and sweet tea. It's also a hotbed of diverse perspectives, shaped by its rich history and vibrant communities, from the bustling city streets to the quiet country lanes. You'll find a lot of viewpoints on everything from barbecue sauce to the ballot boxes. Let's start with the barbecue, a sacred institution around these parts. You got Eastern style, swearing by the tangy vinegar sauce, while on the flip side, you've got your Western style, staunch defenders of the sweet ketchup space mixture. It's like a culinary showdown with the taste buds as the battleground and napkins as the peace treaties. But the diversity doesn't stop at the smoker. Oh no, we've got a front row seat to the political theater too. As a swing state, North Carolina's got a political landscape as varied as its landscape. Whether you're red, blue, or somewhere in between, there's a place for you in the lively debates that echo through our state. But here's the thing, amidst all the barbecue banner and political talk, there's a common thread of keeping it civil and respect that runs deep in the heart of North Carolina. Sure, we must not always agree, but we know how to disagree with grace and understanding, because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to make sense of this crazy world together. So whether you're a barbecue purist or into politics, North Carolina welcomes you with open arms and a healthy dose of Southern hospitality. Just remember, in the land of diverse opinions, there's always room at the table for one more. Alright, let's keep the ball rolling and dive into another pricky topic, allergies and pollen in North Carolina. Now, don't get me wrong, our lush landscapes are a sight to behold, but they come with a sneeze-worthy downside. Picture this as springtime in North Carolina and the air is thick with pollen like a yellow haze settling over everything in sight. Thanks to our abundance of trees, grasses, and flowers, we've got pollen for days, and let me tell you, it's not exactly a walk in the park for allergy sufferers. From towering oaks to swaying pines, every tree seems to be on a mission to coat the world in a fine layer of pollen. And don't even get me started on ragweed season in the fall. It's like Mother Nature decided to throw a pollen party and everyone's invited, whether they like it or not. For those with pollen allergies, it's more than just a case of the sniffles. It's a full blown out assault on the senses, sneezing fits, watery eyes, and a nose that feels like it's auditioning for a faucet commercial. Sound familiar? And for folks with asthma or respiratory issues, it's like adding fuel to the fire, turning a mild inconvenience into a major health concern. But fear not, fellow sufferers. We've got tricks up our sleeves to battle the pollen on site, from barricading ourselves indoors on high pollen days to investing in air purifiers and taking some type of allergy medication. We've learned to adapt and survive in this pollen-filled world. And let's not forget the inevitable help of public awareness campaigns and pollen tracking services, guiding us through the pollen minefield with precision and grace. So while North Carolina natural beauty may come with a side of sniffles, we're not about to let little pollen stand in the way of enjoying everything the state has to offer, because at the end of the day, is a few sneezes worth living in this beautiful state? One of the biggest kinds I would like to talk about is the cost of living in North Carolina. Now, don't get me wrong, the Tar Heel State has a lot going for it, from booming job markets to breathtaking scenery, but the popularity comes at a price. Picture this, you're eyeing a move to North Carolina, lured in by the promise of opportunity and adventure, but before you start packing those boxes, let's talk turkey and the hard cold truth. Living here ain't exactly cheap, with more folks flocking to North Carolina than ever before. The demand for housing has skyrocketed, especially in hot spots like Charlotte, Raleigh, and Durham. And let me tell you, the surge in demand has set home prices and rental rates through the roof, leaving many struggling to find affordable housing in the midst of it all. But it's not just the housing market feeling the squeeze. Oh no, even the act of moving itself can break the bank, from premium rates on moving services to a laundry list of setup fees and deposits. The cost of starting fresh in the Tar Heel state can add up quicker than you can say welcome home. And let's not forget about the great urban-rural divide. While city slickers may be feeling the pinch the most, rural areas aren't exactly immune to the rising tide of living cost either. It's like a tale of two states, with the economic opportunities booming in one corner and lagging behind in the other. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. North Carolina popularity speaks volumes about its allure and charm. So while navigating the ups and downs of the cost of living may require a bit of savvy and strategy, there's no denying that the Tar Heel state is worth every penny. But hey, don't just take my word for it. I want to hear from you. Do you think North Carolina cost of living is a steal or a splurge compared to where you're at? Sound off in the comments below. The last kind I would like to talk about is the rude people you may come across in North Carolina. Now, don't get me wrong, the Tar Heel state is known for its warm hospitality and neighborly charm, but as the saying goes, every rose has its thorn. Picture this: you're cruising down the highway, minding your own business, when suddenly you find yourself in the crosshairs of an aggressive driver straight out of a Fast and Furious movie. Welcome to the wild world of North Carolina, where patience is a virtue and road rage is just a honk away. With the state's booming population, especially in bustling hubs like Charlotte and Raleigh, our roads have become a battleground of bumper-to-bumper chaos. And let me tell you that stress is like gasoline on a fire, fueling everything from speeding to tailgating, symphony of angry honk. But it's not just behind the wheel where you might encounter a less than friendly face. Some folks have noticed a shift in the social landscape too. Once upon a time, North Carolina was where you expected to get some southern hospitality, where strangers greeted each other with smiles and doors were held open with a flourish. But as our population diversifies and urban life picks up speed, these old-fashioned necessities seem to be fading into the rearview mirror. Now, I'm not saying everyone you meet will be a grump, far from it, but it's important to recognize that as our state grows and changes, so too does the way we interact with one another. So what's the takeaway? Well, while we encounter a few rough patches along the way, let's not forget what makes North Carolina special. Our sense of community, our spirit of kindness, and our unwavering commitment to treating others with respect by embracing these values and working together so we keep the spirit of Southern hospitality alive and well in the Tar Heel state, no matter how busy life gets. So there we have some reasons you need to consider moving to North Carolina. Can you handle these reasons, or some of these deal breakers? If you already live in North Carolina, what are some reasons you would tell people to stay clear of North Carolina? If this video tickled your fancy, show some love by smashing the like button. And if you're hungry for more content like this, hit the subscribe button. I dish out fresh videos every Friday. If you have any questions or are looking to buy, sell, or invest in the area, call or text me at 336-266-8976, or email me at nicholas.newcomer@exprealty.com. I hope you found some value in this video, and I can't wait to catch you in the next one.